wanna grow so tall. I wanna tangle up my twisted limbs with yours. I wanna lose track of the time I spent without you.
So I need to fertilize. I haven't fertilized in a while. It's definitely past due. It's weighing on my mind heavily. Like every day I'm like super stressed out about it. Like, you need to go fertilize, you need to go fertilize. But I just haven't been able to find time to do it. And so right now I'm gonna get as much done as I can, as much fertilized as I can. I'm gonna be using this, the worm castings. I've got a video. I posted a video before about fertilizing with worm castings, and the application method that I'm using today is going to be just mixing the worm castings with water and then putting it into my watering can. So I make a large batch in a 5-gallon bucket, use about 2 cups of the worm castings, and I mix it with water. And then I pour from the 5-gallon bucket. I fill up the 5-gallon bucket with water, and then I use that and I pour that into my watering can. And when you use it in a watering can, you want to make sure to take your cap, the pour spout off if you have one, because it will clog your pour spout. And so you want to take that off and make sure that you have just the open end of the spout. So I will go around and I will apply it to all of the plants. I won't apply it to ones that do not like to be fertilized, like cosmos. Nothing else comes to mind right now. I know that there's something else and I just cannot think of it right now. Bad memory. As I'm going around and fertilizing, I will tell you the plants that I have around me, because I didn't do a May garden tour, and so this is kind of going to be like a little bit of a substitute. However, it's going to be real quick. I'm just going to go over like the important plants that are blooming like right now, or if I have something important to say about a plant. So worm castings are super good for your garden because, first of all, because they are organic, right? They're made from the earth. There's nothing unnatural to them. It's just worm poop. Worm castings also have a good microbial system to them. So they have the good bacteria that we want in our garden that fights the bad bacteria is in the worm castings. So you get both of those in one treatment. So a lot of things are going out of style right now. They are, we are between seasons. We are between our cool loving annuals and our summer loving annuals. So the garden is in a transitional stage, and it's not the prettiest right now. Things are dying. I'm letting things die and go to seed, or as they die, instead of pulling them out right away, I'm letting them go to seed so that I can collect those seeds so that I can use them next year. And if I pass any while I'm doing this that's convenient for me to talk about it, then I will talk about it. So right here I have, these are brown-eyed Susies. Yes, they are brown-eyed Susies. They are not black-eyed Susies, they are brown-eyed Susies. Isn't that silly? I chuckle every time I say it, every time I think of it, I chuckle. And so this is a type of rudbeckia. And this is just a basic, it's just a yellow. However, it's a really big flower, and it will be like 3-4 inches big, like maybe closer to 4 inches. It's a good sized flower, and it's pretty. And I use it a lot. I've had it for, I think this might be the 3rd year I've had it. I don't even remember where I got it from, but this was one of my original plants that started my flower obsession. This plant right here actually comes back every year, or it reseeds. It does both. And also in this bunch, there are these red and yellow ones. And these ones are called Indian blanket. I can't think of the scientific name, or I don't know how to pronounce the scientific name, but it starts Gall, Gaillardia maybe? Maybe that's right, Gaillardia. If it's not, I will correct it like down here on the bottom of the screen. And then I also have the bachelor's buttons behind me, the blue ones, and then some more Indian blanket down here. And then the sweet peas in the back. in this bed here, what you're seeing mostly is the bachelor's buttons. There's 3 different colors in here, plus these reseeded, so they bred and made bicolored babies. And so, oh, here's a good example of it. So these flowers are normally, when you buy them by seed, they are normally just one solid color. They're either purple, they're either blue, or they are there's pink, and there's also dark maroon, red, burgundy color that it's called almost black. And so this is a mix of the almost black and the blue. It's so pretty. Also in here that you can probably see is Nicotina back there, that yellow flower back there. Nicotina, I don't like to use it in arrangements because it's super sticky and it's so hard to work with. It's not worth it to me. That reseeded from last year, and so I just let it grow. And I just didn't watch it, I just let it bloom. It's whatever. Also in here, I don't know if we can see, if I pull this down, maybe you can see back there, that highlight of orangish back there, that's yarrow. I have a few different yarrows back there. And there's also some starflower back there. There's status in there as well. The status is being neglected. It's not doing very well in comparison to the ones that are in my hoop house that are flourishing. The ones in here are not flourishing because they aren't getting the correct amount of water. I need to go through and redo this drip line. I made the mistake of not setting the drip line when I planted, and then I just forgot about it and put it on the back burner, and now it's too late to easily do it, or it got too late to easily do it, so I haven't done it. But those plants are definitely being neglected, and they are suffering because they are very small and they are throwing out very small stems. And so that's actually a priority this week to get that done. That's right behind fertilizing. So I need to refill my can. So in here, mostly this bed is going to seed, so I'm not gonna fertilize the inner bed. However, I'm gonna fertilize the outer bed because I have things like the carrot flower that's still flowering. I also have cone flower, which is echinacea, that is just budding up. And I also have status here. There's a couple different salvias. I don't know the type or the variety of those because those are Ona's. Ona planted those, and I know they're really pretty because I was with him when he bought them, but I don't know the variety of them. There's some feverfew down here that hasn't started flowering yet. It's still really small. There's a big black bee, and I freeze. I got stung by one last year, and it wasn't nice. So also in here, there is Nigella that has gone to seed pod. I tagged the flowers of the Nigella that were my favorite, that I wanted to keep the seeds from. I'm not fertilizing any of that because that's already gone to seed. I also have Saponaria in here that I'm letting go to seed. So in here, I'm just basically fertilizing the yarrow that's over here, the salvia that's back here. Oh, there's some aster down here that's still very small. Still, aster doesn't bloom until the fall. I have foxglove over here. So in this bed over here, you can't see it too well because of the angle of the camera, but I have quite a few snapdragons. I have feverfew. This is a carrot flower. It's actually in this bed over here. It's not in the same bed. This is a foxglove down here. It's not quite open yet. Dexter's trying to chase that black bee. He's trying to eat it. Oh, and there's a ton of nigella in here as well. As I was refilling my my watering can, I had a genius idea. I am going to, in a few days from now, I am going to walk through, and I'll do it with a camera and record my inspection of how well each plant did with this fertilization. That way I know for future what done well and what didn't do well, because like I said before, some plants like to be fertilized and other plants don't. And you can definitely see them within the first couple days and beyond. So right here are my strawberries, and also where I planted the bell peppers, or the peppers. I think they were just peppers. They're like a wax pepper, kind of like pepper. And so I have 2 of those in here. I also have my tomato back here that I planted. And then I have my carrot flowers. I start these as seed for just regular carrots, and the ones that we don't eat will go to flower. There's quite a few strawberries that are ready to harvest right now. I harvest from these strawberries about every other day, and I usually get about 2 cups worth of strawberries. And the kids love them. They'll come out here and eat them. And then the ones that we don't eat fresh, I will put in the freezer, and then we make those into smoothies. But I'm not going to fertilize this right now because there are some strawberries that are ready to harvest, and I don't want to get the worm castings on them and then eat them. Even if we do wash them, it's still, I still feel like it's probably not washed off all the way, and it's probably not good for our bodies. Just because there's certain microbials that are good for your garden doesn't mean that they're good for our body. They can make us very sick. These mints are all perennials. These mints and sages are all perennials. So I make sure to fertilize them. I have some Greek oregano. I also have some Greek oregano down here, and some mountain mint. And there's a feverfew here as well. Something bit me. And because I haven't been saying it, I have refilled my can, I think 5 times, and I've refilled the bucket twice. Down here, I think there's still a bee balm that I forgot to take out. I just reminded myself right now, and I'm upset I didn't take it out. I also have some, a weird spider. Oh, that's a weird spider. Oh gosh. I also have, I'm so flustered by the spider right now, Dusty Miller, which is going to flower. It's got a beautiful flower. It's daisy, they're daisy-like flowers, but it's like a cluster of them. It's beautiful. And I harvested most of my Dusty Miller this past weekend, which I had in this bed, in this little area right here. I have nigella in here. I have geranium, and this is the citronella variety. I also have a yellow yarrow, which is a different variety of yarrow. Dusty Miller sweet peas. Some more yarrow. Another geranium. And the one down here is orange fizz. Didn't have a closing video for the fertilizing video, so I just wanted to jump on real quick and to close out that video. I don't even know what to say about it, but yeah, the video's over. So we're at a music festival right now. We have our flowers out. It's our friend's music festival, and she wanted vendors, and so we got the festival for free because we were vendors, so it worked out nicely. I made flower crowns. Remington, will you hand me a flower crown? I went and bought baby's breath. I went on a mission trying to find that. It was not at Trader Joe's. They didn't have any at Trader Joe's, so I ended up having to like do a full circle and go back to my town where it was the only place that I actually found it. I called a few different Save Marts in the larger town that I was in the neighboring town, and they didn't have any. And so my last resort was to call the Rayleighs in my town, and sure enough, they had it. So it was a full circle because I actually picked up my daughter from work, and which is right there next to that store. And so it was a full circle before traveling 30 minutes away to go and find baby's breath that was not even there. It was actually in my hometown originally to start with. So it was 3 hours wasted. But yeah, so I went to find baby's breath so I could make these floral crowns, and I also used, this has got yarrow in it. This one has yarrow and the baby's breath. Will you hand me a few more, Remington? They actually look really nice. So this one has status in it. It's got purple status, and then the baby's breath is status I grow. Okay, and so this one is status, and just status. This is all status. So I grew all of them. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my my wig here. I'm back. All right, remember my flower friends, keep your hands dirty. Thanks for watching.
Grow so tall. I wanna tangle up my twisted limbs with yours. I wanna lose track of the time I spent without you. It's time